Hello, I'm Mary from Easygoing English. I'm an English teacher from the UK. In this video, I'm going to talk about a common feeling that people often experience after moving to the UK or another English-speaking country. Have you recently moved to the UK and felt frustrated or disappointed that your English hasn't improved as quickly as you'd hoped? There are a few reasons why this can happen, which I'm going to discuss. But please remember that it usually takes a while to feel and see your improvement. So this really is a common feeling. Firstly, I'm going to talk about passive versus active English skills. For many people who learn English at school, they had the experience of completing a lot of grammar exercises, doing a lot of reading and some listening, all of which is passive learning. However, there wasn't much opportunity to actually speak in English, have conversations, or apply the grammar concepts and vocabulary you learnt in a real way. In other words, active learning. So when you arrive in the UK and you suddenly have to apply all of this passive knowledge that you learnt and use it in a practical way in real life situations to speak and respond in English, such as in a shop, it's something that you haven't had to do before. You will get better at this over time, but of course it's a process and it's gradual. Also, simply being in the UK doesn't mean that you will have as many opportunities maybe as you would imagine to speak. You normally have to look for and find opportunities yourself. Secondly, having a familiar social circle has an impact on your English progress. Being a foreigner in a new country often means ending up with a social circle of people who speak your first language. It's often easier to make friends with other foreigners than local people because they are in the same situation as you and seeking connections, as it can be lonely and isolating moving to a new country, particularly with a different language. Local people are often busy living their own lives and have personal and work commitments. This was my situation when I lived in Spain and Colombia as a foreigner. It's great to have some familiarity and know people who speak your first language. It's also very important to have a support network when you live abroad to ensure you don't get isolated. However, it can be tempting to stay in your comfort zone, mostly speak your first language, and not seek out opportunities to practice and improve your English. This can actually go on for months and years, and some expats can find themselves living in a bubble. My Spanish partner used to work at a restaurant in the UK. Most of his colleagues were Spanish speakers, and some of them, despite having lived in the UK for over 5 years, barely spoke English at all. They were able to survive as they had an income and a job, but their inability to speak English meant that they had limited opportunities to change their job role or fully integrate in the UK. This leads on to my next point. limited usage of English at work. Getting a job in the UK is, of course, a great way to practice and improve your speaking. However, when you're new in a different country, most of the jobs that you will end up getting are readily available ones, such as a barista in a coffee shop or a waitress. These types of jobs are useful to practice and improve your English, but they can often only help you so much, and the types of interactions that you typically have with customers will be quite limited, like food and drinks orders. This was the case for me when I lived in Spain. I got a job in a bar. Serving Spanish-speaking customers helped me improve my Spanish to a certain extent, but I had to look for other opportunities to keep on improving my Spanish more, which helped me a lot also. The purpose of this video is not for you to feel disheartened about your English skills and your progress after moving to the UK. It's meant to help you to think of some areas and ways in which you can improve your English and get more opportunities to practice and keep on progressing. And like most things in life, it takes time and of course it takes effort. So for fast results aren't possible for most people. They are for a few people, but in general, it does take time and effort. Language learning is a process in general. If you found this video useful, subscribe to see more like this. Thank you for watching. See you next time.